If you want to blow up as producer, so you want to get more views, you want to get more sales, you want to get more rappers in your DMs, you need to find your niche. It doesn't matter what's your specific business model and platform for building brand, you need niche in every business model on every platform. If you make beats for a week or two, this video is definitely not for you, because you need some basic skills of producing to start building your brand in some specific niche. I'm Mordarski and I will help you make your first selling beats. Okay, so at first, this is impossible to become the best producer in all genres at once. This is simply not possible to become the best pop producer, the best rap producer, the best country producer. Generally, you will never become just the best producer in the world. It is not possible. There will always be this one guy, for example, producing soundtracks for movies that is better than you in producing those soundtracks. You may be the best producer, for example, in beats for specific rappers, but you will not be the best overall. Even if we would talk about guy like Hans Zimmer producing those crazy soundtracks for movies, okay? Anyway, probably you could be better than him in making rap beats. Which is really interesting because he's really crazy, he's probably a millionaire, he's really popular musician, okay? He works in Hollywood movies all the time, but we still can get better than him in producing rap beats. Why? Because he has some niche, which is making soundtracks for movies, okay? And he doesn't care about making pop music, about making rap music. So that's why we can be better in this one specific niche, but we can't be better overall, okay? And we generally can't be like the best producer in the world ever. It doesn't work like that, okay? So what we want to do instead, as we can't become the best rap producer in the world, the best house producer in the world, we want to become, for example, the best old school JD sample chop type producer in the world. We want to become the best producer of beats, let's say of dark drill beats, okay? Because this is still pretty broad niche, but this is a lot more specific, okay? Because we could tell who is, for example, the best producer in those, like, 21 Savage type beats, which is Metro Boomin, okay? But yeah, if the more specific we go, it's easier to just become the best. So you want to pick some specific type of sound that just leaves 99% of potential music competition out of that, because those people are not producing your specific sound, and you want to become the best at this specific thing, okay? For me, it was, for example, making NWA type beats. I could definitely tell that I'm one of the best producers. I'm the one of the best producers of NWA type beats like these times, because, like, I mean those modern NWA type beats, because back in days it was like 80s, 90s, it's something different. But I mean, in this decade, I'm one of the best producers in this specific style of NWA, okay? Literally, I'm one of few guys that are able to achieve this kind of specific sound. I'm also really good at making Jersey club beats, but kind of combined with house. So yeah, we again go to this really small niche where it's Jersey club combined with deep house music, okay? And that's where I can become literally the best in the world, because there are like 100 really good guys in the niche overall in the whole world, okay? Maybe 100 guys producing those NWA type beats, maybe, I know, 200, okay? So now we got 200 people in competition. If you want to become the best FL Studio user in the world, you got 400,000 competitors. Look at number of sold subscriptions of FL Studio, okay, of licenses of FL Studio, 400,000 people. If we go to one specific niche, there are like 20 serious guys in that, no more than that. It's just true for every niche. Okay, so now we understand what niche is and why you need niche to just become a really good producer. So now let's just talk step by step, how do you want to find your niche, okay? I will write this down for you, okay? So we will split this into like two separate processes. The first process is just finding your sound, finding your niche, but not in the meaning of I'm producing Travis Scott Utopia type beats. No, I mean finding your sound in just meaning, okay, so am I good in producing dark trap beats? Am I producing in like motivational boom bap beats? So yeah, at first we'll focus on finding your sound. There are three things we need to mention when we talk about finding your sound. So at first, there is no the best option for your niche. Something like that simply doesn't exist, okay? Because for example, for me, making NWA type beats is just really easy. I can produce really nice NWA type beat in 20 minutes or even less. For some guy who is just house music producer, who is some country producer, he could sit for a few hours and he would not achieve my sound, okay? And it doesn't mean that this country producer is worse and I'm better. It just means that I'm good with NWA type beats and he's good with his type of beat, okay? So what you need to do at first, what you need to understand is there is no something like the best niche in the world for making money, becoming viral, okay? Because if you choose niche which generally provides more money and market is bigger, there are more rappers in the niche, but you really can't maintain it, it will mean that you will anyway make less money. Trust me, if you will become the best, I'm saying the best of the best in this one specific stupid niche, I mean, I don't know, like no drums, sample chop, you know, beats, free beats, switches, type beat, I mean, some really experimental Tyler the Creator type of stuff that are really few guys that will try to use those beats, but they will have no other option then go to you if you will be the best in this specific type of sound. So you don't want to find the best sound like, you know, the trap is popular, I don't know, maybe house music is popular, it pays the best. No, you need to find the sound that is generally good for you, not good for everybody. What is the most important factor in choosing your sound? This is your taste. Do you like making those beats? Really, even if you're kind of talented in making like those trap melodies and making some dark trap beats, but if you just hate the sound, if you don't even like listening to music with those kind of beats, if you make this beat, you send this to artists, you sell it, and then you don't even like the song because the beat is, in your opinion, not interesting, then you will just lose money in the long run. In this case, even if it's more difficult for you to create, let's say, I don't know, pop type beats and any other kind of beat, not this dark trap, if you just enjoy it more, you just make this beat, it's not even that good, but you are just really happy, you are playing in those speakers and you are really happy to create this specific sound, you will achieve better results in long term, okay? So you need to find sound that you just like. For example, I just loved Straight Outta Compton album. I wanted to create beats like this because I love this album. I'm really sad that there are no more real albums like that, okay? I'm really sorry that NWA had like only one real album. Like, so yeah, that's why I made those beats. I literally was thinking, yeah, I would love to hear people making this kind of music. And the beautiful part is, when you really go to this niche, you are there for a few months, for years, people really start using those beats. And now you just, you know, you do this resurrection of NWA. Now there are guys all over the world that create this type of sound. And I wanted to listen to this kind of music. And I just made influence in the world. And now they are recording this music. I'm fucking happy because there is now more this NWA style music in, like, you know, 2025, which is really nice. I just like seeing that, man. And you should choose something like that. If you think, yeah, there should be more beats like, I don't know, Rich Flex from Drake, just start making them, okay? Just start making them. Try to really make some influence in the world with your beats. Try to make music industry more suited for your taste, literally. Third most important thing to mention in choosing your sound is maintaining it. So now I told you to choose something that you like, which is true. I told you something that you are kind of talented in making it, but now the most important thing. If you really like this kind of specific sound, if you think that you're kind of talented in this, but you anyway just can't see you like 1 year from now still spamming those kind of beats, I don't recommend you to start doing this niche. Because if you can maintain providing beats for some specific niche, for your YouTube account, for your Instagram, for your TikTok, for a few weeks or few months, and after that period you will get totally burned out, it doesn't really make sense to get into this niche. You just need to have this in mind. If you get into specific niche, you should be there for at least a year. I mean, if you're there less than a year, you will not go anywhere with that. Just, you need to trust me. Don't try to get to a niche for a few weeks, for a few months. No, you are entering this space for 1 year or more. I'm generally would say, some people would tell you 5 years, Maybe let's don't go this extreme, because in 5 years market changes, you also will change in 5 years, you probably produce for less than 5 years, so let's not go this extreme, but 1 year. So when you choose your one specific sound, you got this two type of sound that you would like to maintain, but one is really difficult to create for you and one just is easy, and you think that you will be able to create more, or you will be able to create more of beats in this second style. Okay, for example, you got a situation that you make those really like trap loops with a lot of layers, a lot of like arrangement, and you're sitting on those beats for like 10 hours to make this specific some trappy sound, okay, in style of, I don't know, Travis or something like that. And on the other hand, you got sample chop type beats that you can just create in 30 minutes, which would be case for me, that you can just create those like, you know, Jay-Z or Kanye West type of beats with chopping soul samples in 30 minutes, and you just can create, you know, while you create this one beat for 10 hours, you could create like 5 good beats in this second type. I suggest you to go the second way, because it will be easier to maintain, okay? If you can make more of those beats, it will mean that you will get better because you will make more of them, and it will also mean that you will have more content, more material, more stuff to sell, more stuff to show on your social media, more stuff to show to rappers in your DMs. Generally, you will get advantage over guys who need to sit on their beats for a few hours, because you will be able to easily make your type of beat in like 30-40 minutes, okay? So second part of finding your niche is not about finding your sound, now it's about finding your market, okay? So I'm just now have this in mind, you need to choose your sound at this point. Just stop this video right now and choose your sound. It shouldn't take you generally like few days, it should take you like an hour. It's not that difficult, okay? Just sit for 1 hour offline, just focus in your room with no phone, no distractions, don't call to anyone, don't try to like ask your friend for an opinion in this. Just sit in your room and choose what is your sound. And now, once you choose your sound, now let's talk about finding the market for it, because one beat can be marketed in like 20 different ways, and some of them will be really successful, and some of them will literally bury this beat in the, like, you know, totally in the ground of the internet. Some of them will go to millions, and some of those ways of marketing will stop you from getting any views, okay? You need to understand it, because if you don't get it, we will not go further. You get one beat and you can market in this one way. For example, you can post it to TikTok with some visualizer, okay, and it gets like million views. And you can post it to YouTube with some weird thumbnail, with some weird title, with some generally, you know, with no tags and with on bad channel, and it will get like 15 views. So yeah, ways of marketing matter. Your beats literally matter sometimes less than way of marketing. You need to understand it, okay? At first, if we talk about finding your niche, we need to find the platform for your sound. And now, you need to find if beats in your style are performing viral on TikTok or Instagram or maybe on YouTube, okay? Because there are beats who have this YouTube type beats vibe, and they will work on YouTube type beats, but they will not work on Instagram, okay? There are beats who work great on Instagram, but they will not really work great on YouTube, okay? I'm kind of sure, I'm definitely sure that's the case, because I got those beats that are already on YouTube and they made me sales. People are using them, they got decent amount of views, but I posted them to Instagram in some reel with me listening to a beat, and it made me like 0 views. And the other way around it also. A beat that didn't have any impact on YouTube worked great on Instagram. Just need to understand it. Choosing your platform is crucial, is more important than choosing your specific type of beat, because you like, if you choose wrong platform, if you will get a lot of struggle, okay? So what I generally suggest, you just need to find people creating beats with this your specific sound, in your specific type that you chose before this part, okay? And you need to find if there is more of those guys on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, maybe in the other place, okay? There is like not one formula for that. For example, this guy's Baragini, he's making like NWA, Jesus Christ, he's making this NBA Youngboy type beats, and he like already land a placement with him, but all his marketing is through Instagram, okay? I think that his beats wouldn't be so successful on YouTube then he will probably post them on YouTube, and they are like he has like millions of views on Instagram Reels. Okay, there are also beats that work great in those YouTube type beats, and it will not work on Instagram for like on like probably for YouTube, like 21 Savage type beats, J. Cole type beats. I would say like some old school boom bap type beats. This is all stuff. This is good stuff for YouTube. Also those underground type beats. Maybe I don't know some house type beats also probably there also for YouTube. But if we, for example, I don't know why NBA Youngboy is generally kind of hot stuff on Instagram. And yeah, generally niches that will work better on Instagram. I'm not into TikTok. I don't use TikTok personally. I will not tell you much about TikTok, but generally your first step for finding market for your sound is just checking if there are more guys with your type of beat on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Okay, just need to find which platform is the best for your type of sound. And now the question is, because on YouTube we want to make type beats. Generally, I don't think that there is any other way around it. This is the best way to sell your beats on YouTube, because if you will not make content like I'm sitting right now here as a producer, I will not sell beats this way, because why producer would be interested, why rappers would be interested in buying beats from guys sitting here and talking about selling beats or any other thing, okay? Generally, I also used to be a rapper. I worked with a lot of rappers. Rapper have this writing block. He thinks, yeah, I would love to make new banger, and he just goes on YouTube, he spams this type beat, this type beat, this type beat, okay? He will not randomly start working with a guy making some just, I don't know, producer content, making some challenges on. This is not how it works, man. Definitely not on YouTube. So on YouTube you always want to find an artist, and I think that on Instagram and TikTok you also in most cases want to create some type of connection, attachment to one kind of artist, even though on Instagram you don't have like all this all this type beats stuff. On YouTube it's a lot more strict. On Instagram it's less. This is not so specified on Instagram. Generally, this is like YouTube is generally tools for type beats. Instagram is different thing. But on Instagram, the most successful guys actually in making those reels are anyway making type beats, because I thought about this guy Baragani. He's just making NBA Youngboy type beats, Big X the Black type beats. Generally, he at this point got his own style, but he anyway in his reels uses names of rappers. And on my own example, yeah, I can tell you 100% my best performing reels were that use, for example, J. Cole, 21 Savage, or some other rapper generally in the title, even like J Dilla. So yeah, you anyway want to create type beats, no matter if you use YouTube or other platform. So in best scenario, you already have some artists, have some music projects that are inspiration for you. This is like best scenario that you are inspired by latest album of Drake. So you now will create Drake type beats and you market it Drake X. I know what is the name of his Nokia, maybe? No, probably not. But generally you create this type beat, yeah. Drake X, name of his newest album, type beat. But on Instagram, you don't market it as just Drake type beat to make it Drake will do this and that with this beat. Drake will steal this beat. Drake will hop on this beat. You need to get creative, so I will not get into that because it's material for different video. But generally, this is best scenario. You got some inspiration, and you use that. Okay, that's what I did with NWA. So I was inspired by NWA, I got into a WA type of niche, okay, so that's really good scenario. I also did it with old Kanye West and Tyler, the Creator type beats, because I had a lot of inspiration with like the College Dropout, so I was making College Dropout type beats. They were also kind of successful on YouTube, but I didn't maintain it good enough, but let's not talk about it right now. Okay, now if you don't have inspiration, this is a little bit more problematic. What I suggest, generally, go into YouTube and search type beats and look for on all type beats that you can find. So you will find artists that you don't already know. So yeah, look for those weird type beats of artists that you don't know. You can also look for Spotify and for artists, but that is worse way. Just you want to scroll through YouTube, through Instagram, through TikTok, and find any kind of beats, any kind of producer star. Like I know, if there's need for that, try to follow like 100 producers and find those guys with sound similar to yours and check what artists do they use, okay? Just to sum it up, this step number 2 real quick, you just need to do research on the platform and find guys who already make your type of sound, and you just need to find out what kind of artists do they use in their titles, because if it works for them, if there are guys who already make thousands of views, already make sales with this, you can also use those artists. You will obviously use marketing in a little bit different way, but you just need to find some artists to really start marketing. Type beats are just industry standard. We just need to accept that at this point. So yeah, you need to find what, if you don't understand what's your inspiration, you need to find what is inspiration for other guys in this sound, okay? And now really don't sleep on this in finding your market. You need to make sure that your niche that you now chose is not dead, because this is more for guys that go with inspiration, because if you do research, you already know that this type of beat is showing on YouTube, for example. But if you go with inspiration, you need to make sure that you type your, I know, Drake type beat, your future type beat. You need to make sure, and at first, this niche is not too overcrowded, because this is the case for like making Drake type beat. There are so many guys. If you make just Drake type beat, it will be really hard to just, like, you know, stand out in the niche, because there are also, you know, Drake type beats is not really specified. You can have like those more pop type beats, more trap beats. Like, you know, just compare Rich Flex to One Dance. So Drake type beat is a little bit too vague. It's so you want to get to specific niches that are not too overcrowded and are not too vague, and you don't also want to enter that niche. For example, NWA in 2023 made me views. Right now, no matter how good those beats could be, they don't really make views. Right now, NWA is dead, and other niches that worked in the past also are dead. So what you need to do, you need to just type your type of sound. So it will be, for example, for you, I don't know, like Joey Badass type beat, and check if last few months there are beats that are still performing good. In best situation, if there are channels that already are doing daily uploads with this type of beat, and if they get views. If for a few months there is no beat in entire niche that like went past 10k views, I would not enter it. I would not really enter it. If in last few months there was no viral, or even like a shadow of viral, you will also not get viral. So just make sure that in last few weeks or months in your niche there was stuff that went viral, or at least got some decent amount of views. Yeah, so the whole thing looks like this. Now you understand the whole process of finding your niche generally. So to sum it up pretty quick, at first you find your sound, then you need to find platform for, like, you know, branding your sound, then you need to find artists, just attach your content to make, like, you know, to make your content more understandable. Because if you tell somebody I make beats in old school G-Funk, this dark beat, like, you know, this is nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. If you tell, okay, I make beats in style of Ice Cube, okay, I get you. If you say I make beats in style of J. Cole, okay, I get you, it will be some sample chops. So yeah, you will then find your artist, and then you want to make sure that your specific niche is not dead. It's generally, you don't focus on finding hot niche, just focus on not entering that niche. It's easier to eliminate than to find some really outstanding niches, because at the end of the day, it doesn't work this way that you find this one crazy niche and now you get million views. No, just make sure that there is still traffic in your niche, because if there is no traffic, you will not make anything, okay? So if you want me to guide you through this process step by step, to literally go on a call with you and explain you everything, like, no, just look at your beats and literally tell you what is your specific sound, what is your specific market for you, you can just go on my Instagram and book a call with me. So just follow me on Instagram and DM me call, and we will book some call. We will talk about just developing yourself, developing your market, and how to later create content in your market and how to monetize it as a producer. Okay, so that's all for today. Go to my Instagram, go follow me, and then DM me call. You can also subscribe me here on YouTube. That's all for today. Bye.